Mika Gatt, joined as always by my fellow panelists, Mr. Kyle Pucci, Mr. Pooch on my left, and Ayush on my right. All right, so we got something special for you guys today. First, we got a new little background decor, something cool. But another cool thing we're doing today, we're doing a new segment. It's going to be a new segment called the 20 for 2, where we get 20 minutes, get 10 topics, we get 2 minutes per topic, and we're going to rapid fire. But before we start on that, we're going to start with one big overarching topic. That's the regular 10-minute discussion, which is the Lakers, the Celtics. There's 17 banners for the Boston Celtics, and currently, Lakers are up 3-1 against the Heat, but they only have 16 banners. The question is, all time, who's the better team? Ayush, what do you think?
I'd personally say Celtics. Lakers are probably going to get their 17th ring tonight, or at least over the weekend. But, I mean, they both have 17 rings, and if you compare the players, the Celtics have had other than Larry Bird's probably their best player, and the Lakers with LeBron, Magic, and Kareem have 3 top 10. Well, we could argue for Bill Russell to be in the top 10. But, the players, Lakers probably have had better players, but at the same time, we have more rings.
Well, think about competition, too. The Celtics themselves had to go through Michael Jordan with Larry Bird. They had to play Wilt Chamberlain when he was with Philadelphia. I mean, the Lakers, the West has been really good now, but back in the earlier days, back when the NBA just started, and especially in the 80s, that was not the same Western Conference as it was now. You agree?
That's true, because in the 80s and 80s, it was basically the East was the powerhouse, and then the West was the
Absolutely. So those Celtics teams deserve their rings, right? Kyle, what do you think?
All right, well, I disagree. I have the Lakers as the better all-time team. They're about to have the same amount of rings as the Celtics, and I'm just going to name you the all-time. I'm going to give you 11 all-time players on each team. You tell me which one is better. So you have the Celtics. First, you got Bill Russell, Larry Bird, Paul Pierce, Kevin McHale, John Havlicek, Kevin Garnett, Bob Cousy, Robert Parrish, Ray Allen, Dave Cowan, JoJo White, and Sam Jones. Now the Lakers, Magic Johnson, LeBron James, Kareem, Shaq, Jerry West, Wilt Chamberlain, Elgin Baylor, James Worthy, George Mikan, Anthony Davis, and Dennis Rodman. You tell me who's better.
Hey, Dennis Rodman was not that good in the Lakers, though.
Yeah.
I mean, he was still younger than he was on the Bulls.
And Phil Jackson, too, as their coach.
Phil Jackson as their coach.
But Red Auerbach is...
You told me.
Red Auerbach's arguably one of
That's
the
for a
greatest
separate
coaches.
show. We can go
Okay,
into
he
that
had
on
11 Hall of
another-
Famers on his team. All right, 11 Hall of Famers.
On the Lakers?
Yes. No, on the Celtics. He had 11 Hall of Famers on his team. That doesn't count as the best coach ever.
I mean, why not?
Why not? I could coach a team with 11 Hall of Famers. I mean, seriously?
We had a team with 11 Hall of Famers. That should go to prove that we had one of the best teams of all time.
Oh, yeah, one of the best
Celtics
teams.
is debatably the best team of all time.
Yeah, one of the best teams all time against one of the worst eras. I mean, they have championships in. Let me see this from basically 1959 all the way through, or 1957 all the way through 1969. 11 out of 12 championships.
With Wilt Chamberlain as their biggest competitor. Pretty much just Wilt Chamberlain.
It was only Wilt Chamberlain.
And Jerry West.
There was nothing to worry about at that time in the 60s.
Jerry West were on the same team.
Compared to 11 Hall of Famers, there was nothing to be worried about.
It was Cousy, Russell, Havlicek, and Heinsohn.
That's 4 versus 2. Yeah. But I'm just thinking, so what else do you think, Kyle? Why do you think the Lakers truly, I know they played, I'd say the Celtics got a lot of their rings in the easier era. They only got, 3 with Larry Bird, and then 1 in 2008, and everything else was earlier. But the Lakers truly balanced. They got 5 with Kobe, then there's the Showtime Lakers. How much did they get with Jerry West and Wilt?
I think they may have had, I don't know, maybe 2 or something like that. I mean, I'm not sure about that, but the Celtics have won 1 championship since 1986. All right, we're 34 years later. They have 1 ring to show for it, while the Lakers, in their time, they have past 88. They have 1988, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2009, 2010, 2020. And if Shaq and Kobe stayed together, I think we could all agree they would have won at least maybe 2 more championships. The Lakers are so much more balanced out in different eras than Boston is, who has 11 of their 17 championships basically in the era where there was almost nobody except Wilt.
What do you think?
Well, Celtics beat them in 08, and we should have beat them in 2010.
Okay, we should have, but we didn't. Okay,
Because of injuries, we lost. And then Celtics, okay, KG got injured in the 09 playoffs, which cost us that play series too.
All right, fine, I'll give you that.
2011, we got injured. KG was playing with broken ribs against the Heat, and we took them to 7.
Okay, and in the 2008 finals, we were down 2-1, and the Lakers were up by 25 points. They somehow managed to blow it. So, if they don't blow that...
Pierce also had that wheelchair game, though.
Oh, that was not even a wheelchair game. He said that he had to use the bathroom.
That was a
he
joke.
came out and that was not
that
a
was
joke.
Definitely a joke.
No, it wasn't.
Yes,
it was definitely not a joke. Why would he bring that up if it was a joke? To send people into a frenzy? Why?
I mean, that's his job as an announcer. Just to say something that gets the headlines.
Ugh, give me a break.
Why do you think Max Kellerman says, "Oh, I'll take Andre Iguodala over Stephen Curry"?
Well, that's a different type of announcer.
That is a different type of announcer. And I think he does that to get attention. The Lakers are the better team. You do a flat-out 5v5, the Lakers win that all day.
I mean, it's going to be close. Like, I'm not
it
going to say
it might be close, absolutely, but the Lakers will win.
I mean, you could easily make a case Celtics will win.
You could, but now if the Lakers win tonight or on Sunday, that would be their game 6. 17 rings? With LeBron and AD.
It's back. Speaking of the 60s, the league was so easy at that time. They didn't even have a three-point line, for God's sake.
Sure.
How does that make it easier?
Because
Jerry West was not the height of Bill Russell.
Still, it doesn't mean he can't shoot. Like,
I mean, there's no three-pointers.
yeah, he can still shoot mid-ranges.
Cole, you have 11 Hall of Famers against 2. That's really in the easiest era ever. Even easier than today.
All right. Let's move on now to the brand new segment. So we got now the big debatable topic out of the way. So now they're gonna do 10 questions, all NFL, 2 minutes each, for 20 minutes. All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
First question: COVID reaction. How is coronavirus going to affect this season? Kyle.
Well, it's going to be an on and off thing all year. I think they need to be more strict about how the players are going to handle this, because clearly what they're doing now is not working. Go ask the Titans, go ask a couple other teams. The 2 Patriots this week tested positive. I mean, I think it's just the arrogance of the league in their front office that they think they do nothing wrong and they need to somehow figure this out, or else it's not going to make it through the year.
Absolutely. Yush, what do you think?
I agree with Kyle mostly. I mean, Pats and Titans haven't had any positive tests since Monday, I think.
Yeah, but they still moved their games to Monday and Tuesday of this upcoming week.
I mean, Cam will hopefully play on Monday. I think he's asymptomatic right now, so I think there's a chance he will.
He's got to test negative 2 times until Monday. So
hopefully, fingers crossed though, because if the teams start to get more and more positive tests, it might get a lot tougher. Because like the Titans already had a bye week. Teams that already have a bye week, how are they going to manage those games?
I still think that they should push the season back just a little bit. I mean, they have more time. It's not like they have to do it all. I mean, I know it's always the first week of February, but 2020 is a crazy year.
That's true.
It's going to go into 2021. Just push it back.
That's true.
Because it's not safe. It's not competitively fair for a lot of the other teams too. The Patriots last week played the Chiefs without one practice and flew there at the day of the game. I mean, that is not competitively fair for a team.
All right, next question. 2 minutes, next question. Comeback player of the year / most improved player. I use your first. Go.
Comeback player of the year for me is probably Cam Newton, because, I mean, last year, Carolina Panthers didn't want him, and now he's probably made himself a case to be a top 10 quarterback in the league.
Did Cam Newton get injured last year, or am I wrong about that?
Maybe
Not
towards the end of the
injured.
year, towards the end of the year.
Okay, well, yeah, my comeback player is also Cam Newton. I just don't really see anyone else, and my most improved, I wanted to go Josh Allen, but I went Russell Wilson because I just think
I don't know. I disagree with that, because Russell Wilson was technically second place in MVP voting last year.
Well,
So
still, I just believe he's taken his game to a whole nother level. He's the whole reason why that Seahawks team is so
are you
good.
sure you have most improved?
My most improved is going to be Chase Winovich.
All right.
No.
No.
2.5 sacks already. He's getting snaps. He's going to have at least a 10-sack year. He'll be a double-digit sack guy for a couple years.
I hope you're right.
Well,
I disagree.
I'm saying Josh Allen because, well, you can look at the things he's doing at Buffalo. Come on, everyone thought he was going to be a second coming of Lamar Jackson in terms of a running back, and now he's the top 4 in MVP voting. as of 1/4 of the season. All right,
Yep.
next question. The 2020 free agency ended. What was the free agency acquisition that made the biggest impact on the season? Kyle, you're first. Go.
I want it to be less obvious here. I went Stephon Diggs on the Bills.
I like that.
I think
I
he's
like that pick.
completely loosened things up for Josh Allen, and Bills are, 4-0 now?
Yeah.
And they
4-0.
have one of the best offenses now in the league, and I think Diggs has been a huge difference
Absolutely.
maker for them.
That's a good one. Ayush, what do you think?
For me, it's going to be Cam Newton because, I mean, we have probably the most balanced offense we've ever had under Bill. I mean, we've had games where we're running it 40 times, and then passing it 25 to 25, then passing it 40 against Seattle. Like, our offense is pretty much unpredictable now, as with Brady, because, like, Brady can't run the ball, obviously. So with Cam, our run game got a lot better, and also now they have to worry about Cam scrambling if a pass breaks down. So
That's definitely something. Yeah, definitely something. If you're
I
playing
think our offense has
defensively.
got a lot. Like,
The only way I
more-
see that is that, or that it could be Cam Newton, is that both Jarrett Stidham and Brian Hoyer suck. So, I mean, I
Yeah.
think that
Well,
him going there definitely helps.
I think you
Save
guys
us.
are. I think you guys are both wrong. It's Tom Brady. It's Tom
I don't
Brady.
know.
That team was so. They were what
Tom
7
Brady,
and 9.
has turned it over 6 times.
Okay,
or
but
5
okay,
times.
just-
Tom Brady was on my list, but I didn't want to be so obvious.
But
so
nobody else said it, so I had to. I wasn't going
ahead.
to get involved. But look at that team. Yes, they lost yesterday to Chicago because he forgot how to count from 3 to 4. That's his fault, okay? Not the point. The point is that Buccaneers team they were really hyped going into the season, but they're not a bad team. They're inconsistent, but they're not a bad team.
they're still the Tampa Bay
They're
Buccaneers.
basically the same team as last year, except a quarterback that doesn't throw as much downfield as much.
I picked them to go to the Super Bowl, and I think I'm going to be wrong because that team is just so boneheaded. I mean, yesterday, I don't know if you guys noticed during the game, they had 5 straight penalties on one of their
Yeah,
drives.
towards the end of the game.
They are
yeah.
just they're too loose, and it's bad. It won't win you things.
All right, next question. We got best division in football, and if anybody thinks the worst division in football is not the NFC East, the door is right there. Ayush, go ahead.
Honestly, the worst division in the NFL is NFC East. They have more teams than wins.
Yeah. All right. Now go best. We're talking best.
My
'cause the
best team
worst
is
not
my
debatable.
best division. The best division for me is probably the NFC West. I mean, you have
I like that.
Seattle at 4-0, Rams are 3-1. Cardinals started off strong, but they're looking like the Cardinals again.
Yeah.
And then Niners are
just injured,
yeah.
but they could get back. You never know.
Once if people get back healthy, then they'll be dangerous.
Kyle, what do you think?
Dang you, Ayush. I had the NFC West, but since you went NFC West, I'll go AFC North.
Also
I believe
great
the
pick.
Ravens will be there at the end of the year. Pittsburgh looks like they're going to be good again with their good defense. Big Ben's playing at a pretty good level for what he has left. Cleveland's off to a good start. I don't know how much that will last, but I believe they're a really good division.
Yeah, Cincinnati's definitely not bad. If Zach Taylor's out there watching, Cincinnati's also a great team. No disrespect, I think that Cincinnati's going to be fun to watch too this year.
For the NFC East, I just want to comment there because I have this on my list. Their combined record 4 teams. They're 3-12-1. Wow, that sucks. Wow.
And best part of it all, this Sunday at 4:25, everybody in Massachusetts is forced to watch the Giants and the Cowboys. Woo! Okay, next question. Question number 5. We're halfway there. All right. Past 3 years. We're talking 2020, 2019, 2018. Who is, Kyle, what would you describe him?
Tool bag.
Biggest tool bag in the NFL. Yush, go ahead.
I would say Antonio Brown. He comes into New England like last
Come on,
year.
Oak, he was not any better in Oakland.
No, okay. First of all, in Oakland, he doesn't want to change his helmet for some reason, and then paints over it with the Steelers colors, Raiders colors, and acts like anybody's not gonna notice, that thing. And then he makes the sexual assault case. It was going away. Then he goes and texts the woman again, saying, "Don't say anything." Like, what are you thinking? It's going away, and then you could have actually played football again, and then he just aggravates the whole thing.
Kyle, what do you think?
I went Doug Peterson.
Whoa!
I can't stand Doug Peterson.
That's you. Whoa!
What?
I'm talking biggest tool bag, not worst coach.
Doug Peterson. He's a tool bag.
Oh yeah.
That year they had that fluke year and won the Super Bowl. He's talking about how good that Eagles team is going to be for so long. He said after in that Super Bowl parade, that dumpster fire, he said in that Super Bowl parade, "Oh, we're going to be a dynasty coming." You don't say you're going to be a dynasty, okay? That's
true.
just the most arrogant thing ever, and there's a prisoner of the moment. Also, he just what's that stupid book he wrote too? Fearless. He wrote a book called Fearless after the Super Bowl. Now you're almost winless.
Okay, well, if we're talking about like the most toxic player, how do you guys not talk about Vontaze Perfect? I mean, come on, that guy literally
One bad hit.
Tupac also counts for coach.
No, well, that's true, but I mean, against Antonio Brown in the playoffs, and against the Colts,
That was not a dirty hit against the Colts.
It was pretty dirty.
No, it wasn't. There was no way you could call that a season-ending hit. That was
horrible. That was not a dirty play.
That was not a dirty play. But at least for a little bit should have been suspended. That's my view.
He should have maybe fined at the maximum, but suspended for the whole year was way too much of an overreaction.
I just want to say, Doug Peterson looks like a doofus in a visor right now.
Oh my God, Kyle, we get it. You hate the city of Philadelphia. We get it. We get it.
Clown. Doug Peterson is a clown.
All right, next question. Moving on. Most depressed franchise. Like, if you're a fan of this franchise, look away. Kyle, go ahead.
I went the Jets.
Oh, really?
I mean, there's just nothing to offer on that team.
That's bold.
They've been killed in basically every game this year.
I'm talking overall, not right now.
Yeah, they're easily the most. That team has no future. They have the worst head coach. They've ruined the franchise quarterback and Sam Darnold. They have nothing. They're gonna suck for a long time.
Hey, what do you think?
Pucci has some good points because I think Sam Darnold is actually a decent quarterback. But
so do I.
For me, it's the Lions. Like, they've ruined the careers of Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson, who could have been two all-time greats. I mean, Barry Sanders could easily make a case as the most probably talented running back of all time, and Calvin Johnson can make a case as maybe like a top 5 receiver of all time just based off of his size and speed and his vertical.
Stafford's not bad.
Stafford's not bad, but like Calvin Johnson and Barry Sanders could have been maybe 2 of the top 15 players of all time if they played out their whole career.
Maybe. Well, let me throw another one in. Do you guys know which of these two franchises has a lower career winning percentage? The Browns or the Bengals?
Bengals. Right?
Bengals,
The Bengals.
really.
Come on, Zach Taylor, please look away. 94, 95, 2 back-to-back first overall picks. One of them is Kajana Carter. You guys know who Kajana Carter is?
No, I don't.
He literally played no time, was injured, and pretty much off the team. The farthest they did go to 2 Super Bowls, but the best player that's ever played for that team was an offensive lineman in the history of the team. Think about that.
Well, I just want to throw in the Falcons, the most depressing franchise.
Okay, well, they're a young franchise.
It doesn't matter. That team forever has always sucked, all right? And then going back, of course, first of all, their whole downfall was 28-3. We all knew that was going to be the downfall.
Michael Vick didn't abuse dogs. He could have had something special in Atlanta.
Yeah, but you know what? I mean, that team is they have gone so far downhill since that 28-3, and they just simply blow almost every lead that they have in these games.
That's true. All right, next question. Best future in the NFL. Best team with the most promising future. We'll go Ayush first.
Best team with the most promising future.
Or just most promising future team. Team with the most promising future.
I would go Cincinnati.
Why?
Their rookie receiver T. Higgins looks good. Joe Burrow is playing good. I mean, Joe Burrow with that offensive line is playing probably as well as you could expect him to. He's had, I think, 300-yard games now. He's
something like that.
I mean, he tied with the Eagles, which was, I guess a good start for that team. I don't know why he's not using A.J. Green more, though. Like, if you have A.J. Green, you probably should use it more.
A.J. Green just gets injured a lot.
Kyle, what do you think?
I went 49ers
That's a good one.
The best future. I mean, they were the best team in the league last year. I know that they lost the Super Bowl, but I thought overall they were the best team. Their average age is 25 years old.
Yeah.
They have a ton of their defense is full of young talent. They got Deebo Samuel. They got Mostert. Garoppolo is, I know, but their Kittle is, I think, his 4th year. They're loaded. Yeah. They're young. They're going to be good for a long time.
All right. Well, Ayush, I think the Bengals, just because they're not playing well, I couldn't really necessarily see them to be the best team in the future. You don't know how Burrow's going to pan out or anything. I can see the Niners. I can see Kansas City, but they're going to be really tight in terms of cap hit. The team I think best, youngest future is right here. It's this team. Whoops. It's this team right here.
The Packers.
First of all, everybody knew the expectations. Don't forget they drafted Jordan Love. Let's just throw that out there. So they already have a replacement quarterback for Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to throw that out there. I'm just going to quickly say that defense has young studs. You got Jair Alexander on the cornerback position. You got Darnell Savage safety. You got linebackers who are, I mean, I don't know how old the Smith brothers are, or Smith, quote-unquote, brothers, but they are younger than the average overall team. And Devontae's a little older, but, I mean, that team's literally built for the future.
Well, as soon as Aaron Rodgers goes, you guys are going to take a step back.
Unless Jordan Love plays like Pat Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, okay. I'll count on that. I'll count on Jordan Love playing like Pat Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers.
Never know. Hey, Rodgers sat behind Favre. Nobody expected Rodgers to do anything. All right, next question. Rookie of the year, 1/4 of the way through. Ayush.
If Chase Young gets back to being Chase Young, it's going to be Chase Young. He had 2.5 sacks and a strip sack in his first 2 games. Doesn't play
against who?
Against
Philadelphia.
Philly and Baltimore.
Philadelphia.
No, he had 1.5 sacks against another team. I forget who did it. But I mean, Chase Young could easily be one of the best pass rushers by this year.
Pooch?
I didn't want to go quarterback because that's always rookie of the year, so I went Anton Winfield Jr. on Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
No,
that guy has
good,
he almost leads the league in tackles. He's got 2 sacks, a forced fumble. Am I wrong to say that everybody questioned Tampa's secondary coming into this year? He has been their answer at secondary. That guy's been all right. Before Michael Thomas got injured in week 1, what was it, like the third quarter? Yeah. He held him, I think, 3 catches to like 10 yards or so. He has been their difference in the secondary.
Fair. All right, well, I'm going to go quarterback, but I'm not going to go Joe Burrow. I'm going to go Justin Herbert. I think Justin Herbert really has been playing. I mean, think about it. They threw him in here by accident after Tyrod Taylor got injured by his own team. But I mean, he's been playing really well. He pretty much went to end of the game with Tom Brady, so it was like shot for shot. So he's been playing well. He pretty much was almost beat Patrick Mahomes. Think about it. Kansas City and Tampa Brady and Tampa Bay, 2 really decently good teams that he did very, very well against. Mm-hmm. All right, we got next question. Which 3-1 team is going to be on the decline, going to get worse? Or in the terms of the Bears' 4-1 team. Ayush?
Buccaneers.
They're 3-2.
Oh, they're 3. Oh, yeah, because they lost last night.
I'd
say Cleveland Browns.
Cleveland Browns, yep.
God.
I was going to say Bucks, but then, because, I mean, there's no way that team just going to play like this the whole year.
Well, Kyle, do you not think it's the Chicago Bears? You really think the Chicago Bears are going to make the playoffs at the end of the year?
I mean, yeah, I do, because, I mean, they're in a pretty bad division other than Green Bay. I mean, other than that team, like,
also,
Vikings.
Defense might carry them again, because
maybe.
The Bucks' plan for Khalil Mack was letting 2 offensive linemen and then chipping him with the running back.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, I also went Cleveland on the team that's going downhill. They beat the Bengals, Washington football team, and the Cowboys, who are just, they're bad. I mean, they're going downhill pretty soon.
Maybe the Colts, though. The Colts haven't necessarily been playing the best of teams.
Well, they still have talent on that team.
They have talent, but are they gonna is Philip Rivers really gonna be the person you go to at the end of the game?
No, but Baker Mayfield's not that guy either.
All right, last question. So let's talk about this upcoming weekend for football games. What are we looking forward to? We got 2 games on Monday, we got 1 game on Tuesday, and the rest of the games are on Sunday. What are you looking forward to? Kyle, you're first.
Well, since you guys know my second favorite team is the Houston Texans.
Point to the team. There you go.
Second favorite team.
Well, that was after Bill O'Brien left.
Exactly.
Okay, just clarifying for the audience.
All right, I'm looking forward to seeing a team without that doofus on the sideline, Bill O'Brien, and I think maybe they will get their first win, finally.
Kyle, Kyle's over there. What do you think?
I'm just more looking forward to see if Pats or Titans play this weekend and see if COVID impacts the season anymore. Because if Titans don't play again, there's a chance they might even have to forfeit the game, which would honestly be very. Because they're 3-0 right now, and then that's a game they lost because they can't even play.
I mean, are they going to be forced to just completely? I mean, I feel like
they've already had their bye week because there's like.
Well, true, but I feel like at some point it doesn't matter if they test positive. They're just gonna have to go forward with whatever they have. Yeah, I mean, you can't forfeit. You can't do that. You just can't do that. It screws up the whole league.
All right. Well, first of all, thank you guys for watching. If you guys like any of these jerseys and want to pitch some old unused jerseys onto the crew, we would absolutely love and appreciate it, because the more the merrier. We're going to try to switch up some jerseys, switch up the Jaylen Brown bobblehead up here. Every single week, try something new, try something different. That's the goal. Let us know, as always, any other awesome suggestions, any other guest speakers that you guys want on the show, any other debatable topics. As always, the link is right up here. Wait, let me balance my arms. There we go, right in between my arms. That's where the link will be. To email, to let them know. So as always, got Pucci, I got Ayush beside me. Week 3 of the Unpopular Opinion show. This is your host, Mika Gatt. We'll see you back here next Friday. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good weekend.